stream later tonight today. But I will be streaming tomorrow. We're live at the WardiTV Christmas Invitational every day this week from 1 PM CET, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And tomorrow night we're going to have the Go for SC2 monthly finals. On Wednesday, we're going to be having Team League. Thursday, we're going to have Team League. Friday, we're hoping to have some Team League as well. And then Saturday and Sunday, we have some special stuff also. I think on Saturday, we're going to try and run a cup. And on Sunday, we're going to try and run Team League as well as Go for SC2. So lots of stuff as we set on up into Game 1 of another best of 3 here. This is going to be our last Terran game of the day, as it's Live's last match. Let's see if he can go 3-0 in the group, or if this guy down to the bottom left is going to be able to do something about it. To the bottom left-hand side, our blue Zerg from Team Revolution. It is SortOf. And to the top right-hand side, it's our red Terran player. It is aLive. So, TvZ game number 1. We'll set up into this and see how things are going to go. Just before we do, again, guys, if you are enjoying the stream so far, do not forget to hit the follow button. See when we go live again in the future. We do cast StarCraft 2 live here on the channel every single day. So hit that follow button and see when we go live next, and to see what events we are going live with. And yeah, I mean, on top of all of that, if you're really enjoying the stream, then do consider supporting. You can subscribe to the channel, you can donate directly, you can also you can subscribe, you can donate, you can cheer in the chat, you can check out the Patreon page at patreon.com/WardiTV. There's a lot of different ways you can do things, so go check all of that out, and support if you can afford to. It's greatly appreciated. Want to invite Killswitch Engage next break? Well, guys, I did Metal Mondays. I'm not going to suddenly start doing song requests. Not unless you pay. I'm a sellout this month. It's sellout December. It's sellout December. Sorry, guys. Guys, anyways, we're gonna see this moving through. We might put some I think there's some Killswitch Engage in the playlist already, so it's just on the way. It's on the way. Anyways, this Reaper coming in and just trading with a few of these Zerglings here early on, so a little bit of damage being done. Nothing really substantial so far that we can really talk about. I guess the fact that it's a factory instead of a second racks is sort of interesting, as we're just going to be seeing. Third CC super fast though. It's actually only one gas taken here from aLive, so Hellion-based opening, I imagine. And then the third CC coming up as well, unless he goes for like a Widow Mine drop, I guess is possible, if some Marine production. I just don't think he has the resource status Starport though right now, considering he's gone for this super fast bird. So it should just be the Hellions. There they are. And a few Hellions coming on up. So a few Hellions coming on up. Newtast Carapace is about halfway done. And it's going to be seeing the creep starting to push out the front of the base here right now. Reaper going to sit on the left-hand watchtower still. And, well, there's a second barracks coming up pretty early here. Actually going to see that factory lifting off the reactor. And after just 2 Hellions, is going to make another reactor just behind here. Another barracks coming down. So a very quick switch into just straight-up bio play from aLive. Not messing around on sort of just the kind of factory and Hellion tech for long at all. Just a couple of Hellions to stay safe early. And then straight away transitioning out of this into so much else. Stimpack has started from our Terran player as well, and SortOf's going to see all of this as he scouts on in with this Overlord. So he sees exactly what he's playing against, will know exactly how greedy our Terran player has been here, honestly, and just will know now that he can get away with greed himself. Doesn't really need to make many units, drops down a double Evo chamber straight away to start some upgrades, and yeah, I think SortOf just recognizes here that he's got a good opportunity to just macro up and to play his game without the Terran really putting a spanner in his works at all at any sort of point. So it's going to be nice for SortOf if that's the sort of game he wants to play, of course, where he just wants to macro up and so on. And you know, SortOf is very much so that kind of player who very does so favor macro-oriented play throughout the early stages of the game, and for, you know, just throughout the game in general. So see how this goes. We're going to see this Overlord sat down to the south side. A couple of engineering bays up here as well. As we mentioned before, upgrades are going to be looking to start from both players. SortOfs are already on the way here over in the production tab, so he's already got his Evo chambers rolling, and we will just see the bayonets dropping down as well. Alright, so everyone's just setting up into everything, and it will again just be another couple minutes really before we see anything too exciting happening. Just one of those games where you know, until Stim finishes and combat medevacs are out, which are a little bit later than usual because of the fact it was triple racks after triple CC, later starport, you're just not going to see much happen until then. So just sitting back, playing up, and getting ready to see what's going to happen. And here's Daybreak, so it's a super easy map to hold the 3 bases on because the 3rd base is very far set back. But even more importantly, it's super easy to hold the 4 bases on this map, because you just have to sit on the 4th base and you basically defend the entrance into the natural and the 3rd. Now, one issue of course is drop base play in towards the main base. That's something that sort of will have to be very aware of. And I do wonder if this can go a little bit split map here. 2 players who are obviously very happy just to play, you know, 2 players who are very happy to just sort of play macro here obviously so far in this game. You know, do they just go split map late game? Do they really just let this go into the super late stages? Definitely a possibility, as we're going to be seeing these 2 medevacs going over to the left hand side, and we'll be unloading here in a couple of moments, maybe on the watchtower, maybe try and cancel the 4. Take a little bit of vision with this, and let's go into the watchtower now. We'll spot these marines begin to unload, so sort of just pulls backwards for a few more lings, brings his queens in as well, and just positioning everything to get ready to defend this 4th base now. We want to continue pushing his creep spread out in front of this as well, of course. That's something that these queens are looking to do. Obviously needs to get rid of these marines first though, otherwise the creep tumors are just going to get sniped down super quickly and aren't really going to give much benefit at all. So, you know, good defense so far. Good defense for now. And you can see this overseer just going to be morphing in as well. Overhead as these marines will be coming in, trying to kill that actually. Nice transfuse to keep it alive while it morphs, and it obviously gets a full heal when it finishes morphing. So that's going to be kept alive as well. Still just a couple of Hellions down south, the full wall being set up by aLive as well to minimize the run-by damage coming down towards this 3rd base. So again, lots of little bits and pieces. I think I do just like what aLive is doing, just straight up kind of laid back kind of macro play. Snipes a couple of Balins here, will pull back in towards the center, then lift up into the medevacs once again. My question still is though, I suppose, when does aLive want to attack? You know, when does he really start to push out onto the map and really look to take a larger engagement? Does he go with 2-2? Because he's only just started that now, so it'll be a little while away. Also, I suppose, what is SortOf going to do in this game? Is he going to drop down that Spire? Is he going to just go Infestation Pit, rush up to the Hive Tech? You know, there's a lot of different ways to play this from the Zerg's perspective as well, as of late in the TvZ, so definitely some more possibilities here as we're going to be seeing these 2 medevacs flying in towards the main base over the next few moments. So, flying in towards the main, but having to turn around pretty swiftly from these Lings and Banes to the side, so they have to turn around, just unload over here instead. And you know, we've seen this 4th base coming down here from aLive, so 4th base dropping on down. More Marines, Widowmines, medevacs all joining up on the right hand side watchtower. And see Overlord's going down still. Sort of actually lost a lot of Overlords this game. Oh, he's only lost 2. I feel as though he's lost a lot because the last 2 that went down, which are the only 2 we've seen both of them. And both times I've noticed I hit a supply block because of it, so my bad. He only loses 2 of those, but both of them supply block him for a few moments. That obviously isn't ideal. Stan comes down and sort of going to move in position to defend this. Again, it is just going to be Ling Bane. We're seeing that now as the Hive Tech starts. It is just going to be Ling Bane to fight against this Bioforce for the foreseeable future. We're going to be seeing anything else. Big fight starting to come in, and it's alive. A little bit slow to pick up there, a little bit slow to react, and actually, nice engagement from my SortOf. And because these units are still up in the medevacs, well, SortOf can kind of keep on pushing forwards to some extent. Here we go, going to push all the way forwards. Some SCVs have just transferred out towards this base. All the Ling's going to be enough right now as SortOf streams on in. More Balins coming in from the north. He's going to get a few more of these Marine kills. Going to go up the ramp as well. A couple of Widowmines may be worth picking off here. They're actually just going to run past, as we're going to be seeing 5 workers killed so far. These Banes go straight in towards this 3rd base mineral line. Where do these SCVs go to? Nowhere, apparently. Oh my god, aLive loses 20 workers overall. Great damage done by SortOf here as the last Balin will go down. Damage a few Marines, but that will be about it. SortOf has done a lot of damage here, and he's really in a great position right now. His Hive Tech just finishes, so let's see what he builds up next. Free going to be the beginning of this now. Probably an Ultra's Cavern as well, and just Adrenal Glands perhaps? Don't see anything else just yet, but he has spent a lot of his gas. More Ling Bane continue to come on out. Sort of a good few moments from there, but you have to remember he was just fighting with 2-2 against 1-1, so that definitely helped in those engagements. We've seen the Lings and Banes just moving around still here from SortOf, so having a little bit of a look to see what sort of direction he wants to go into. A few more medevacs coming over to the left-hand side, and well, Sense Tower up in the center here as well from aLive right now. Continue to push forward. We're going to see a couple of creep units starting to go down. Lings and Banes now have to be a little bit cautious here. Bigs around on these units, and oh my god, so many of these Marines Bros just going to get shut down almost instantly. These medevacs on the live back away. Oh, the Widow Mine grabs a bunch of units though. That lone Widow Mine is actually going to be super substantial in this. We're going to see these Lings start to chase it down. Start to get rid of that Widow Mine here in the next few moments. Another Widow Mine shot going off. Not quite as large as the last one. It does get cleaned up very quickly afterwards as well. 3-3, Ultra Cavern, Spire. All of the late game structures coming in now then from SortOf. Continues to set up into this. Liberator production has begun from the live as well, as he looks for a way to begin fighting against the later game Zerg army. Obviously, Liberator is a very good way to do that. We'll see these Lings continue to stream on in. Marines and Marauders have to lift up and back away to the right-hand side here once again. So those Marines and Marauders will back away over to the right. Creep Tumors will come down once more. And a little bit more Ling Bane all coming over through the top side of this. I mean, does he really want to attack though before his ultras are up? I mean, there's no real need to, right? Wait for a few ultras, probably wait for some corruptors as well. I think we've seen this. Again, Ling Bane looking to see what's up. We're going to see a few of these queens going to be transfusing each other up. Yeah, Ling Bane will fight in now. He sees an opportunity. He needs to split away those Widow Mines. Oh my god, they do not go off onto a big clump of units. SortOf manages to minimize the damage there. Oh, that was intense though. I was a little bit afraid for SortOf, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. SortOf is now set up onto a 5th base top left as well. Interesting thing is, where did he take the next base after this though? Because the 6th base, I mean, do you take it here? Or do you take it down here? Like, which one is really the Zergs and which one's the Terrans? I mean, I guess generally the Zergs is this one because he holds the top side of the map. Both are just as easy for the Terran player to push in towards though, and SortOf might just find himself being stuck on this kind of 5-base play for quite a while now, considering the situation. Seeing Nidus Network on the way up, he's starting those first couple corruptors as well. Really could do with the extra gas in this top side base because he really is just limited on gas so much more than anything else. And if he's going to start making corruptors, ultras, Nidus Networks and whatever else, he needs to have enough gas to support all of that. So the extra base of gas will definitely help out, especially as these couple of extractors in the main don't have much life left on them. One of them on 250 gas left, the other has 800, so one has quite a bit, the other doesn't really have much at all. You can see Nidus towards the main base though, and this is something which aLive is just completely out of position to deal with. Lings stream on in, and already so much damage being done here. 6 workers going down, a refinery as well. Some Marines will begin to drop on in to fight against this, and well, Lings will fight against it for a few moments. Will actually just run by. They don't know where they want to go. Starting to work their way through the Ghost Academy. Not a bad shot because it does cost gas to rebuild, and it's a structure which is very useful as well, of course. If you can get the Ghost Academy Ghosts up, you're going to have a great time. Feelings actually can sneak away in towards the natural mineral line as well, but they're still doing damage actually. Now 16 workers killed in total, and aLive takes some heavy hits to the economy. A lot more corruptors coming up here to help fight against these Liberators which are now sieged. Of course, one of the main things will be as well, maybe a Viper or two could be super useful to actually abduct some of these Liberators forwards, unsiege them, and also therefore help kill, get some extra kills. Another Nidus to the top left hand side. Still a lot of bio in this main base, they're ready to respond, so SortOf won't get much more done because his queens wandering a little bit too far forwards there. This Nidus Network does pop, and I mean the bio is pretty nearby, so aLive's pretty quick to respond as well though. Units already stimming into location, so that shouldn't really be able to do too much else. It is interesting that aLive is the player with so much money in the bank, despite SortOf having been ahead on economy all game long. I guess that's just because SortOf's army right now is super expensive in comparison. No, it's not even that much more expensive, wow. So aLive just has so much money in the bank. That does surprise me, I have to say. I mean, are we missing something here? No, not really. A couple of snipes coming down, and others will take some damage, but it's a nice little bit of nice couple bits and pieces coming in. The MP actually lands on the Infestors, which is obviously painful. You can see the Corruptors moving through. He's actually going to attack through with everything here right now. Widow Mines are beginning to go off, mostly splashing onto Bio though. You see another Widow Mine going down. There's still Balins pushing forwards as well. Starting to go into swords and Marauders. I feel as though SortOf wins this fight. He picks off a lot of Liberators in the skies. And it's a good little fight from SortOf pushing through that position there. A choked up position is not really one you expect the Zerg to fight on through, but it worked out for SortOf just then, as we're going to be seeing these Marines and Marauders. We're going to see what else they can do now as well. A few more Marines unloading in the center. Big bundle growth goes off on these Marines and Marauders as well, actually. And that's a really nice set of connections from a few of those Bane lanes. We're going to be seeing more units getting set to keep on pushing through the center. 11 Broodlords on the way up. As he kills off a lot of the Liberators, he says, actually, I don't really need as many Corruptors right now anymore. Nice network into the main base as well, could be pretty substantial. As you can see, these Broodlords, there just isn't an answer to them. This Bioforce is just going to get surrounded by these Broodlings. I mean, a Liberator or two sieging up towards the front, but the Broodlords, of course, can keep pushing through those. Do need to see a couple more Corruptors, though, to get rid of the Liberators. And man, those Broodlords are really something which just hasn't been prepared for at all here by aLive. He's just going to type out GG. He's not even try and stay in this any longer. Sort of right now. Let's go in and introduce our players. Up one game to the top side of the map. First player to take a map off of aLive today will be our blue Zerg. Let's hear it, guys, if you're cheering on SortOf. And down to the south, our red Terran player. Let's hear it if you're cheering on aLive. I'll just say this again, guys. We are live every day this week with WardiTV Christmas Invitational from 1 PM CET. I think we might start at 2 PM CET actually on Thursday. I don't think I mentioned that before, just because we'll be casting OSC Global All-Stars in the morning. But, yeah, it's going to be a busy, busy day. Busy, busy week for us as we set on up here. Again, today's like the kind of the weakest day for us, because after today, after this stream, we don't have an evening stream, but every other day this week we will have an evening stream. So much StarCraft 2 going to be coming your way, guys. So many games for you guys to watch, and all the rest of it. So we set up on Varney Research Station, game 2 of the series. Already we're going to be seeing SortOf opting to take the hatchery down on the low ground. So just going to expand down the low ground here, and it's going to be seeing the Reaper on the way up from aLive in the main base. So Reaper on the way up from aLive, we see this orbital starting to morph in as well. And aLive getting ready to drop down a natural command center as well. So pretty much everything that we expect to see early on. No shenanigans early, no proxy hatchery on Varney this time around either. That's just a sort of Bly thing to do. It's not a very SortOf thing to do, so much more standard stuff here, slower paced stuff here for now. We're just going to be seeing the command center building on up. Overlord continuing to move down the right hand side then, so going to be moving in towards the natural very shortly as we do see this Reaper. We'll head up the left hand side of the map to have a little bit of a poke around as well to figure out maybe what is going on. So Reaper on the way up the left. WardiTV dropping down very early from SortOf. This is something he was about to do yesterday in his Clan War in the WardiTV Team League, a super early WardiTV on this map as well, and he actually cancelled it because he thought it got scouted, I think, but it didn't actually get scouted, so we'll see if this Reaper is going to go up in towards the main base or not. The idea from SortOf basically is, did he already cancel it? He already cancelled it. He did this yesterday, like he builds it, then he just cancels it. Like it's kind of interesting. I wonder if he just feels as though he builds it in case there's a second Reaper coming. When he sees there is no second Reaper, he's just like, okay, cool, bye bye. Like just taps out or something. Like I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. It confuses me. Maybe he just does it in case it isn't a Reaper opening. When he sees the Reaper opening, he figures it's not worth it because he just won't get enough damage done because the Reaper will eventually scout the roaches and so on. So he just cancels it if it's a Reaper opening. But if it isn't a Reaper opening, he commits to it. We're going to see this Reaper just getting away the grenade there. Pretty vital in terms of its survival. So grenade working out for this Reaper, and well, circling speed is going to be finishing up very shortly, and also the new test carapace is not going to be too far from completion. Center coming up in the main base. It's again a fairly early third CC from Live. This time he goes into the starport early, so it's a bit of a later third CC, but you know, he's going to Widow Mine drop, but he still only is on one gas, so pretty quick before 4 minutes, and well, going to be seeing a little bit of pressure coming in from aLive in the next few moments, I guess, as the medevac will be about to pop. There's Overlord scouting in here from SortOf, having a little bit of a look in the main base as we see the Widow Mine and 6 Marines going to be starting to move up towards the top side of the map, so Widow Mine and 6 Marines moving in towards the top and having a little bit of a look to see what's going on. A couple of people asking in the chat what server this game is played on. We are playing all of aLive's games on the NA server, NA Central, so that's pretty much fairly even ping actually for both players on NA Central, I think. About 150-ish, 100 to 150-ish, depending. So, yes, we are playing on NA, just for anyone wondering, as you see. Widow Mine will burrow over here. A few Marines starting to work their way through this hatchery as you see the Widow Mine and burrow, and it's starting to reburrow once again as well. Widow Mine looking to go off, goes off on one of those Zerglings there to the side. And aLive just going to be moving over to the just moving around with a few of these units as well to see what else he can get up to. He's going to run forwards and try and pick up a few more Marines. A little bit more damage being done. Overlord just going to sit over here as well, and a few more Marines just dropping out of this medevac. So a few more Marines dropping out of the medevac. +1/+1 upgrades coming in from SortOf still. And there's going to be seeing the Widowmine's actually about to come off cooldown. It'll go off on a Zergling. Oh, actually ends up splitting away, so he loses one of Zergling instead of two. And a few more lings will collect together over towards the third base. A Viking up the left-hand side of the map is beginning to scout around here. So Viking trying to pick up some information as to what's going on early. So Viking up the left, and we are going to be seeing aLive while bringing a few Marines forwards too. Just seeing if you can get a little bit more damage done around the places. We have Queen just going to drop down a creep tumor, and Zergling's going to be running down here to try and grab a few Marine kills. Doesn't find anything though, unfortunately. This Viking's going to get rid of this Overlord, it would seem. The Overlord will drop down dead nice and quickly as the lair on the way up. The +1/+1 upgrades as well coming in from SortOf here. The Baneland Nest not too far from completion either, as we see 5 racks in total from aLive, as he's already set up onto 3 bases, of course. And just solid macro play going to be coming in here over the next few moments. A few SCVs still mining away for a few more moments here as well. aLive just going to be sitting down the ramp to the side. I'm just going to be seeing this Viking kind of chasing back this Overlord as well right now. Nice little transfuse coming down actually. He's going to keep that Overlord alive there. Now the Viking is going to be pushed away. So Viking backs off. Armory coming down also from aLive. I mean, everything that we're seeing right now is pretty much as we expect, pretty much standard. And Armory will lead us into 2 upgrades for the Terran. And it's again one of those games where past the initial Widowmine drop, there's not going to be too much going on super early. But it is still going to come in aggression kind of a bit earlier than last time, because it was a starport before the free CC. So 2 medevacs come out a little bit faster, and across the map we go. A little bit of drop play then to keep us entertained, while both players for the most part are still just setting up into kind of the later stages of the game already. I mean, Ling Bane continue to be played right now, but we're not going to be seeing anything like a... I don't think we're going to be seeing a Spire or anything. I think we're just going to be seeing again a tech up into Hive fairly early on. As aLive just gathering his units over to the left hand side. Widowmine just burrow a few Marines up together as well. Widowmine's going to be going off on... Oh, not too substantial actually. And one of the medevacs getting picked away at as well. Queen's doing their job there. And just placing a bit more creep down as they go. And that creep spread is starting to get into some nice locations. Really giving sort of that sort of safety net that he needs. To just kind of... safety net. How do I want to say this? Like, it's the safety net that SortOf needs to just kind of keep his, his base is very safe. So you see pretty much everything coming out of him. He is just missing a bit of map control up this sort of alleyway which the medevacs have just taken, because the creep isn't here just yet, and he doesn't have the watchtower either. So a little bit of a alleyway of attack that aLive can abuse, and he does find it. You can see these couple of veins going in. They will go off to the Widowmines, and I mean, SortOf is still pretty quick to respond. But look at the positioning here of these Marines. Yeah, he needs these Banelands, otherwise he's not going to have a very good time at all. There's the list, but there's the back away. aLive trades out pretty well over here, though. I mean, if you think about it, a few more Banes are going to be morphing in on the main base. Spire is coming up as well from SortOf. And we're just going to be seeing 2 upgrades continue to roll in from our Zerg player. So 2 upgrades continue to come in from SortOf, as aLive will lift up with some Marines and just start heading across the map here once again. Another creep tumor getting picked off. And again, a bit more Ling Bane will be coming in towards this top side. Just gathering together, waiting to see what it can get up to. We actually see a Spire has finished, so I'm completely mistaken. I really thought we were just going to see Hive play again, but +1 flyer attacks on the way up, and no production just yet. Yet to see, is it going to be Corruptors or Mutalist based mid-game? There we go, it's going to be Mutalist. So a few Mutas on the way out. It's going to be looking to harass you a little bit early on. As these Marines just unloading as well. We're going to see a few Zerglings moving over right now from our Zerg player, going to be running in and trying to pick away a few of these SCVs. So one SCV going down already. Marines continue to come in over to the left-hand side. And these few little Zerglings will get taken down as well. So a few more Zerglings falling here. And we're going to be seeing aLive with another stim in towards the natural expansion. Queen's been transfused up, keeping this Queen alive so long. Finally goes down. He is will be on the chase of those medevacs now, though, and that means if the Mutas he can begin to kind of really shut down this drop-based playstyle. When the Marines begin to unload, of course they will, because they're just going to die otherwise. Don't really manage to get much done, though. 2-2 finishing for the Terran player. Upgrades will be even before a major fight takes place. It has now been revealed as well, means that we see turrets on the way up as a response, and well, for SortOf at this point, his goal has got to be to try and harass a little bit. 2 Liberators are nice, but they're not immediately going to be enough to shut down the Mutalisks. So however, Marines underneath should be. You can see here already sort of changing direction. Comes in this direction. He will actually turn and fight these Liberators now. Still the Marines he has to be very cautious of. Doesn't get a kill. A little bit of splash damage going onto the mutas is quite a lot, really, when you consider there's also Marines underneath firing away at them consistently. So it has to be very cautious. We see Marines stepping forwards once again. There you go. Actually, a lot of Bling Bane coming down this left-hand side of the map, but Widowmine going up doesn't really connect on anything just yet. Wow, SortOf's going to really commit to this fight in here. Banelings, oh, nice Widowmine actually shuts down a lot of them here towards the top. And no more will be able to roll on in towards the bio on the right-hand side either. And SortOf will have to back away. That was an interesting little fight there. SortOf deciding to fight off the creep. Just felt as though he had enough to really make something happen there. And SortOf still not teching up either. Going into more Mutalisks. They're going to really stick on the Ling Bane meter play for a little while longer in this. Can actually sit on this for a lot longer now. More Banes coming on in also. Ling's still gathering up together, and well, I guess drones will be seeing what's going to happen too. That doesn't really make sense, does it? More Banes morphing in on the watchtower here, and Mutas are going to come around, wrap around. SortOf will head in towards the natural once again to try and keep on harassing. With a few more Mutas, I mean, he can start getting rid of these turrets super quickly. So, I mean, one turret goes down, the second turret will go down now as well. He does lose one Mutalisk, but it opens up this entire mineral line to harass, and already picking away a good amount of SCVs. Well, the Widowmine's coming in, he'll target these down nice and quickly. The Liberators won't get much done either. They'll actually start doing a little bit of splash damage here. Oh, the Marines are going to come in to try and, pop box these Mutalisks in, and it does work out actually. A lot of damage onto those mutas, as in the end I wouldn't say the damage the mutas did was really worth the amount of mutas he ended up losing. Well played by aLive to kind of already position units over here to trap the mutas from escaping. That was really nice, and you could see that SortOf wasn't expecting it at all. It was caught off guard quite significantly when that happened. Marines and Marauders continue to move up the left hand side. And you can see the Ling Bane split it up and starting to move on forwards once again here. So Marine's going to be going down. And here we go, Ling Bane just continuing to push on forwards. The Widowmine shot is going to be pretty substantial. A few Widowmine shots going off all over the place. Oh my god, these Banelings crashed into so many Marines. And SortOf pushes on through. Does he have enough? Apparently Fortis will begin to hold. SortOf takes a substantial supply lead. Still only on Ling Bane meter though. And Terran is about to hit free upgrades. And with free upgrades, we're looking at a Terran player who really does have an efficient army, even if he doesn't have very much of it in comparison to the Zerg. A 50 supply deficit when only 20 of it or 30 of it is in army. I actually feel this is very manageable still for aLive right now in terms of taking some decent fights to kind of stay in the game. 4 Liberators being built at a time, which will continue to help significantly against the Mutalisk count. And again, I mean, if those Mutalisk just get popped in the skies by the Liberators, well, that could be disastrous as well, of course. So many different ways this could become problematic to see. These Mutas continue to fly around. This Widowmine goes off. Nice connection there, hitting onto a few of these Mutalisks. Marines continue to stim on in, continue to fight as well. Marines will just take away a couple more of these Marines. And we'll end up just escaping over to the right-hand side. Marines and Banes moving forwards as well right now once again. So they're going to try and connect on in, but SortOf just pulling back, letting the Marauders do the tanking. I mean, that's exactly what you want. The Marauders are soaking up so many of these Banelings, it makes them so inefficient. And now we're going to be seeing the Terran player just continue to just edge forwards onto the creep spread. The problem is there is a lot of creep spread, which really does slow our Terran player down. He doesn't want to run forwards into all of this. And now again, Banelings moving forwards here. Marines are going to pull back again. Widowmine's trying to burrow. Split's coming in. The Mutas are going to start fighting forwards as well. The Overseer is under attack by the Liberators, not the Mutas, which is obviously a mistake from the Terran player too. As aLive is once again just going to lose so much going in towards the kind of later stages of this fight. But I mean, can he still hold on? I mean, it's only really Lings left over. A few Banes rolling in as well. Some extra reinforcements from aLive. Going to try and keep this going. Banes connected in, and I think SortOf's just got enough. I think he's just going to break him. It's pretty close towards the very end here, and the meter count is still going down. I guess there is only really Zerglings on the reproduction. We have an Ultra's Cavern coming up, but not ready just yet. And I guess these Marines are going to be, continue to move around right here. I mean, he actually still has quite a lot. 60 on Spider 76. It's the fact that it's Ling Bane Muta still. I mean, finally we see Ultras starting to come up, but also 3-3 against 2-2 still. It's a little bit crazy. And yeah, guys, I know my FPS keeps going to shit. It makes absolutely no sense on this new PC. Like, it's I don't know why. We're just consistently below 60 FPS when we should be running like 60 FPS above what we run at right now. So it's really kind of weird. So I've got no idea. I really don't. And as you see this orbital command coming in towards this base, just going to relocate and take another expansion. I mean, obviously it's not a new command center, but it's still a new base to manage, which is so important right now as Lingbane and the Ultra starting to come down through the center of the map. And you've seen these units already lifting up, just backing away a little bit over the side. And you've seen the Widow Mine starting to go up here as well. Still, the Marines and Marauders having to back off, and well, this Orbital is just going to have to lift up here as well. So Orbital lifts up. And still, Lingbane Ultra looking to see just break through another base or two. aLive's army supply still seems to be very good here, but he just doesn't seem to ever have enough to really keep on fighting. And oh my god, so many SCVs getting blown up in the last couple of moments. 30 going down. I mean, again, army supplies are still very similar here, but is there really a way for him to clean up this? Is there a way for him to stay in this? Because reinforcements are just going to be uncomparable from aLive. He just doesn't have the same amount of income as his opponent anymore. Income heavily in favor of SortOf. aLive's army supply has really been taking just heavy hits throughout. Lifts up, runs into some Corruptors, loses another medevac. SortOf's EVT has been very solid here today, and it looks as though he might be taking the series. His first series of the day, looking to be a win. Should be very good, of course. That is GG. SortOf takes the victory against the player who already 2-0'd, Strange and Bly. So SortOf takes